leveled up the character. So I'm
Good.
I'm glad they I didn't know what to think about Ludwig with that at first, but it's fun. I can't wait to see that on a PLE here soon. All right, let's get in back to SummerSlam here. We got Naomi for the first time defending her Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley and IYO SKY. Maddie, Rhea Ripley and IYO SKY, as we saw just as recently on WWE Monday Night Raw, still kind of chirping at each other. They were a part of an 8-woman tag team match, but IYO let Rhea know that she's still never beaten her and never will. Rhea is thinking this is her time, and then Naomi is just being Naomi. Is just being so good right now, man. So this one, I think, is going to be an interesting dynamic. I think all of these ladies work well together. What's your beat on this one?
It's tough, man, because we've seen a lot of Sky and Ripley. So how do you continue this feud or move it on? What's the end goal of this match? Like, I think Naomi's the one that benefits the most. But then what do you do with Rhea and Sky after this match? So it's just, I don't know. I know that I want Naomi to win. I think she's going to win. I wouldn't be surprised if Rhea got the win here. But to me, it's just kind of like booking wise, I don't know what's the next step after this match? That's what I'm more interested in.
Yeah, so my biggest worry is I misspoke on night one and caught myself, but I'll bring it up here on night number 2, is that waiting in the wings of whoever wins this match is going to be Stephanie Vicaire at Clash in Paris. And so when you look at it from that perspective, I don't think that match particularly does anyone any amount of favors, because Stephanie Vicaire is going to be a heavy favorite once it gets to Clash in Paris. Stephanie Vicaire is kind of at that point where, can you have her keep losing or coming up short in these big matches? Now, luckily for Stephanie, it's been like, a 6-person match or a tag match or something like that. So she's not really directly taking a lot of losses, but I think it just sets up an interesting dynamic for whoever wins here. But I think that IYO and Rhea don't need the title to tell their story. I think they can continue on after this. I think they can kind of get in each other's way and be the reason that each other does not win the title here. And then they can settle out that feud elsewhere. And then Naomi keeps her title.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just keep thinking about how loaded the women's roster is.
It's crazy.
Especially up top. Like, I'm like, man, where are you putting all these like characters? There's so much like, and then like you said, Stephanie Vicaire and Naomi, dude, I'm all for that at the next PLE.
I mean, they have so much talent in the women's division right now that before we hopped onto the live stream, I saw that Nia Jax had popped into NXT. And I think NXT is like a great place for Nia Jax to kind of go be showcased right now, especially if she's not going to be used as much on the main roster. And frankly, the main roster has so much talent that you could almost run it back down to NXT and have like a third brand just stacked. I mean, NXT in its own right is stacked right now. So yeah, the depth of the women's roster in particular, is hey, all right. We are on show number 2 if my voice is cracking like that. But the depth of the women's roster is particularly impressive right now.